Hey, assholes, it's Piper. I hope you're ready for more opinions. I know the internet just loves females with opinions. I feel compelled to make a video today about women, their bodies, and what they can do in them, aka anything they damn well want, because people seem to have forgotten that women are, and I know this is radical, human beings, and celebrity women, this one's gonna shock you. I know this is a really profound thing to say, but they are also human beings. Well, there are a few that are rumored to be lizards, but that would get me demonetized pretty quick. So this topic has been on my mind for decades, but especially now today, because the internet just had a meltdown, because we saw Billie's shoulders. God forbid, call the police. So indecent. And Melanie had the nerve to seduce her young audience with her Latina curves. Oh my god, who let this happen? Will someone out there just think of the children? Okay, even though I was being sarcastic, I still feel like I need to bleach out my tongue. Anyway, so you know what both of these women have in common, aside from being talented musicians with common fan bases that tend to fight over who slays more for no apparent reason. Sorry, that was off topic, but y'all make it painful to love both sometimes. So anyway, before now, they got a lot of pressure to dress sexier. Billie, for pretty much her whole career, wore extremely baggy clothes. Melanie, throughout her career, she's shown a little bit more skin, but she dresses in a way that many critique as too childish for her age. Ruffles and lace and whatnot, you know. And now that people have finally gotten what they want all along, or at least what they pretended to want, these singers have been getting backlash. So, first of all, can someone please explain to the Daily Mail that this isn't the Victorian era? If you nut looking at a teenager's shoulders, you're the one with the problem. No matter what age is technically legal. Jesus, what the hell is wrong with you people? Billie has, in every way, from day one of her career, signaled that she doesn't want people talking about her body, and that's why she covers it up. And even back when she was a younger teen, people still expressed disdain for her wardrobe by virtue of it not being sexy enough. I remember a time when teenage girls weren't expected to try to be women, and when it was actually trying to grow up too fast. You know, girls would wear makeup to school and then wash it off and put on a jacket before their mom could see. And now all of a sudden we're going to criticize a young woman for not dressing like a slut. Getting a lot of mixed signals here. And then of course the internet breaks over some bare shoulders and a tiny speck of cleavage. Let me tell you something about tits, guys. Sometimes they're hard to hide. She has two options. Wear one of those ugly maximum coverage bras and a t-shirt and melt in the sun, or dress for the weather and be comfortable. This is just a completely unreasonable complaint, and this reaction, it isn't just creepy, it's fucking weird. Their shoulders. She already at 19 years old. I don't know if she's had her 19th birthday yet or if it's soon, but anyway, she already has a full career under her belt. She just won 3 awards at the Billboard Music Awards, and all anyone wants to talk about is her body. I mean, what the actual fuck? I'm not saying you can't talk about someone's body, or that you can only talk about a woman's career or whatever, you know, especially if you're being polite, but I just want people to not focus on it like it's all a woman's worth can ever amount to, is what she looks like. As if no matter what she accomplishes, it all means nothing if she isn't hot enough for you. And you know what else? If she wanted to wear stripper shoes and pasties while belly dancing, that would be fine too. Which brings me to Melanie. Now, she got a lot of criticism, for her latest music video, The Bakery, and part of that was probably because it was a #1 on trending, and when something trends, it tends to go outside the intended demographic a little bit, so then people find it and dislike it, you know, but anyway, first of all, congrats to Melanie. It's a really big achievement. It was a wonderful video. I loved it. I mean, there were various reasons other people didn't love it as much as I did, but I was pretty much in love with it instantly. You know, some people, they didn't like the EP, or they just thought it was weird that Abuelita ate a cookie with a knife and a fork. All I have to say to that is at least she finally opened the door, you know? It only took her, a half a decade. I'm awkward. let's move on with it. For the most part, what I saw people bitching about wasn't the music or anything related to the music. It was the way she was dressed or how she looked. We're going to focus on the first part first. Now, like I've said on this channel many times before, because this is basically like 50% Melanie fan channel, 40% rant channel, and 10% my crappy book. But anyway, Melanie is really in touch with her inner child, and she expresses it in everything she does. The sounds in her music, the metaphors in her music, and of course, her wardrobe. Now, I would think a normal reaction to this should be something along the lines of, you go girl, you do you dress however you want and make music that connects to all ages, your aesthetic is 100% perfectly coordinated, whatever. But for some reason, people are either so offended by how she dressed before that they've decided that it's in the same category as age regression, which I might just have to make a dedicated video toward, despite her having a more successful adult career than they ever will, or now that she's dressing more sexually every now and again, occasionally, be it that hot two-piece in detention, or now that she's doing the sexy belly dance and the pasties in the bakery, you know, they want to act like she's changed. And I know this isn't all the same people, but like, you can't win either way, so she may as well just do what she wants. It's one thing to not like revealing clothes. You can have your own opinions. I'm not trying to take that from you. But it is another thing to bash a woman for wearing revealing clothes. Melanie is allowed to embrace both her inner child and her inner goddess. She doesn't have to separate the two. You know, she doesn't have to do only one thing throughout her entire career. Hold on, I have to let my cat out.
Yes, Butternugget, I'm coming. March your fluffy butt on out of here.
My life is a revolving door of cats. Anyway, so people have been saying she's changed, but she hasn't changed. I mean, maybe she's changed her look a little bit, but it's still her. It's still obvious. People have different aspects to their personalities. She's not a one-dimensional being. She's just expressing a different side of herself. And you know what? She's good at it. She's comfortable with her body. She knows how to move with the rhythm of her songs, even when she's doing all these crazy dance moves. Like, seriously, if you watch her dancing and watch it really carefully, she is perfectly in sync with the rhythm of her songs. She's awesome. So it shouldn't matter if she wants to wear a bikini or a burqa. She's a terrific singer and a terrific dancer, no matter what look she's going with, and I think that's what should count. I mean, obviously I love her looks because I draw them all the time, but damn. Now, I know there's some asshole who's gonna come on here and say,
but Piper, both Melanie and Billie have a lot of young fans who are learning their behavior from them, and my child is one of them. It's their responsibility to use their body in certain ways because they are role models.
And to that I say, f*** you. They didn't get pregnant, carry a child for approximately 9 months, and shit it out. You did. It is your job to keep your shitty kid in check. Not whatever celebrity they look up to because they need to supplement your lack of emotional support with something. Here's an idea. Watch your kid. If your child acts in a way that displeases you, discipline them. Be a parent. If your 13-year-old gets pregnant, it's your fault, not Miley Cyrus's. I am so fucking tired of parents letting the television raise their kid, and then they complain about how their kid turns out, or about what's on the If you let something called the idiot box be your babysitter, you have no right to complain about what you get. And now we get to the second half. People criticizing their bodies. Oh my god. I saw so many comments on the bakery that were like, okay, but why does she look pregnant though? I also see people saying that there are no comments like this, only people commenting about those comments, but let me ruin your day for just a second. Here you go. Okay, rumor mill. Let's debunk this pregnancy. Melanie's body is that of a female human of reproductive age, meaning her uterus periodically shreds itself, the breasts enlarge, and there's some abdominal bloating. This mysterious condition, which happens every single month, is called a period. Or maybe she just ate a cheeseburger. Maybe she got gas from a food truck. Maybe she just started a new form of birth control. Being a female is a bitch, and it seems every other thing a woman does either makes her bloated or gives her zits. Sometimes both, actually. So the real question is, why the fuck do you even care? She makes great music, has a net worth of like, what, $8 million as of 2020? What was she supposed to do? Tell the whole team of cameramen, wardrobe, makeup, the director, etc. to all cancel that day of filming and come back in a week because she was, like, slightly bloated? Because if so, I think that says more about you than her. She's clearly fit, toned, and healthy. She has a wonderful body, and it's a good thing that she feels comfortable in her skin, not a bad thing. And I have a question. When you sang along to Strawberry Shortcake, did you pay attention to the lyrics? Or was that just background noise to you? Because I think it's great that she didn't eat nothing but iceberg lettuce the week before shooting just so she could look like Barbie. Do you expect her to dance her heart out on like 10 calories of energy? Like this is why women starve themselves, I swear to f***. Now, I'm starting to get more comfortable in my body since going nude for OnlyFans, but I still won't do pictures on days when I'm bloated. I'd love to have Melanie's confidence, I swear to f***. It's almost like Photoshop and Facetune are so prolific now that no one even remembers what a woman looks like without CGI. Though to be fair, I think a lot of the people who are body shaming celebrities have never felt a real tit in their lives, so. Which brings me on to Billie. Listen, first of all, this is America, probably one of the fattest countries on earth. Have you not stepped outside and seen the average American woman? What about Billie being in the public eye means that she has to be held to a different standard during this pandemic? Because I guarantee you, there are plenty of women who saw people criticizing Billie, saying she has the body of a 30-something wine mom, and then compared her body to their own and started crying. Actually, I have encountered a lot of comments from upset women across platforms saying they'd love to look like Melanie or Billie, either one. If you wouldn't say it about a friend, you really shouldn't say it about a celebrity, because that's contributing to a toxic environment, because people read those comments and they do compare themselves to other women, especially celebrities, since they're put on a pedestal, you know. And increasingly, more so with the rise of the internet, women are especially internalizing the number on the scale. Like, it's an inverse measure of their self-worth. Now, that's not to say everyone is buying this bullshit. Hashtag Billie Eilish is loved is now trending, or it was when I wrote this script, to combat the idea that her waistline is her defining feature and all that she has to offer this world. This is actually kind of like deja vu with what happened with Lana. You know, Lana Del Rey pretty much play for play. Neckbeard Twitter makes fun of the way they look. The Daily Mail sexualizes the way they look. And then Stan Twitter responds by trending some variant of I love you. And I hope to God that this backlash on neckbeard Twitter is a sign that society is finally learning that women are more than their bodies, because I have been through an eating disorder. Okay, I still have anxiety about food, even though I don't talk about it anymore. And I don't know if I have talked about it on this channel, but trust me when I say that eating disorders are a terrible thing to be on the rise like they are. They're not glamorous. Bulimia eats your bottom row of teeth. Like, it actually erodes them away. Some people with anorexia find their entire body covered in a long, fine fur to keep them warm because of the lack of body fat that makes them freeze in temperate weather. Yes, fur. Like fur. White, downy fur on a human. All over it. Face, arms, everywhere. A significant portion of anorexics die from heart failure. People who recover from anorexia often find that their body has forgotten to digest food and they can't hold any food down, so they barf it all up because they just can't digest it, or they lose all control of their bowels. I don't think I need to explain why that would be a problem. It's like your asshole is a ticking time bomb. You don't want to go through an eating disorder. I promise you. I have been through eating disorders, and there is nothing beautiful about it. And in case you're wondering, the guy who started this whole wine mom Billie Eilish trend on Twitter, first of all, he looks like this, and rather than make fun of him, because he seems to enjoy that because he combats being called a hypocrite by calling you a hypocrite for body shaming him, the body shamer, and then claiming that he actually never meant wine mom as a negative thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna point out something in psychology called projection. What people criticize in others is what they see in themselves oftentimes. And second of all, he thinks about this whole thing, like I've scrolled through his Twitter, he thinks about this like it's a big joke. And he's tweeted tons of dumb shit about it ever since. He won't shut up because he loves the attention. He's definitely a troll. He's enjoying this way too much. He's also reposted inflation fetish art art, of Billie and derogatory art about her. I see this comment all the time, people saying, oh, he's just a troll, this is just funny, this is just him joking, you're taking it too seriously, or whatever. No, there are plenty of people who are agreeing with him unironically, okay? Targeting a young woman for her weight at an age where eating disorders commonly begin, and she's in a career where eating disorders tend to fester. And of all times to do this, it's during one of the most stressful times in history. This is the absolute most stressful time in history for Generation Z, okay? They've never been through anything like this. This is not a fucking joke. This is hurtful and cruel. Fuck you, Chris. Just fuck you. You know, Billie's weight isn't any of our business. Now, this is going to make some people mad, I'm sure, because I've seen people argue that it's a musician's job to be attractive. Strangely, though, only if they're female. Men can be hideous, pimply, abusive tubs of lard, and still be praised for their talent regardless of anything they do. But a woman has to be the whole package to deserve half that much respect, right? No. Fuck you. Billie's not a runway model. She's not a porn star. She's a singer. Her job is to sing, not to look good. She is good at her job, which is to sing. She doesn't exist to be your eye candy. And she's made that clear time and time again for years. And now, before anyone comes in here accusing me of some bullshit, which happens every video I post anyway, I'm not advocating for, like, make everyone fat or your weight does not matter. I do think physical health is very important, and I do not believe in health at every size. But this idea that a woman cannot be overweight and also valuable to society is toxic and baffling, especially since the same standard is rarely ever applied to men. And also, Billie is what? A US size 8 at most? Fuck off. Like, what are you even huffing at this point? It's burning off your corneas. She's not that fat. What are you comparing her to? Just kidding. I know it's your sister's skipper doll that you jacked off to when you were 14, you f***ing pervert. You know what's really sad about this is that Billie and Melanie, they're the examples I used for this video, but they're just examples of how women are treated and have always been compared to each other in all the worst ways throughout time. You know, Lana pitted against Marina when their music wasn't even remotely similar. Lana criticized for her hair and weight. People seemingly baffled that Marina's face hasn't melted off yet at the geriatric age of 35, I think. Megan Fox not allowed to be more than a derivative of Angelina Jolie just because they're hot brunettes in the same field. People whining about the shape of Lady Gaga's stomach during her Super Bowl performance because they couldn't find anything else to complain about. People criticizing Adele as too fat throughout her whole career, even when she won like 100 awards for her album. Then she loses weight and now she's too thin and people only like her because she's skinny. I'm just sick of it all. I'm sick of reading comments from people bitching about women's bodies, holding women to a different standard from men, not allowing females to have normal bodily functions like periods, without which life could not go on. Seriously, we all came from a womb, and that womb was attached to a woman. How hard would it be to have an ounce of respect for women's bodies and the amazing things they can do with them, and also choose not to do with them? Please rate, subscribe, and have a great day, unless you're a body shamer or a slut shamer. Then f*** you. See you later, and blessed be, motherfuckers.